Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gloria and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today I wanted to go through my top favorite Hoya leaves. So whether it be like veiny leaves or splashy leaves or fuzzy leaves, just all different types of Hoyas that I'm super obsessed with right now, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. And yeah, let's just jump right into today's video. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of Hoyas that I want to show you guys today. Actually, I mean, I only have 6, but these are 6 that you absolutely need to add to your collection. They're not super rare, like no AH074 silver type of Hoya, which are like $100 plus, but these are kind of more like uncommon, but not like super unaffordable. So I'll first start off with the beloved Hoya obovata. This is the circle leaf Hoya, which has really round, cute leaves. I mean, obviously sometimes they might be a little bit deformed, but for the most part, they're pretty round. And they're a lot more round than the variegated obovata. That's why I pretty much only like the regular obovata with its super round leaves and just looks very chubby and adorable. Unfortunately, this actually took a fall last week where I broke my beloved custom made planter by Creations Lee in Montreal, so I had to like glue it back together. I used this moldable kind of clay glue to fix it, and it's looking a little bit beat up, but it's not completely awful. So I mean, it could be worse. The face is still intact, which is perfect, and just the side, I'm missing a huge chunk here, so I had to fill it in with some clay, and it's dried up, so it's okay now. And I filled in all the cracks and just put it back together. It still works for my obovata, so I'm still gonna keep this little baby in here. On with the obovata. This one I actually broke some of the roots when I literally dropped the entire planter on the floor, shattered the planter, broke some roots, and leca just got literally everywhere. So I'll be finding leca balls literally everywhere all over my room for the next like few weeks. And they roll around and they just go everywhere. But with soil, it kind of gets contained. You do have to like vacuum and clean up the soil, but it doesn't really like spread that far. Leca balls do. This one is definitely one of my favorites because it has some splashiness, it's very round, it's just so super cute. And it's quite easy. I mean, this one grows at a medium rate. It doesn't grow super fast, but it also doesn't take like a whole year to grow one leaf. Moving on, I want to talk about a veiny Hoya. So this one is kind of like a thin-leafed veiny Hoya, and it's the Hoya elliptica. So it's the turtle shell Hoya. I'm really enjoying like the turtle shell type of leaves recently, especially with my Peperomia prostrata, so string of turtles, and now this elliptica, which is also a turtle shell Hoya. It has the most unique veining. It literally resembles a turtle shell, which is so completely crazy to me that I can't really process it. It's also super fast of a grower. So once it's rooted nicely in your medium, it grows so insanely fast that you actually just won't believe it. I originally got it maybe as like 5-leaf cutting or something like that, and it's since exploded that it needs a trellis. So there's starting to be leaves that are growing all along the trellis, and it's just constantly growing new leaves. So very easy, very good. I love it. I don't think this one ships really well though, so it might be a good idea to get cuttings from like local people through trades, that sort of thing, as opposed to buying it online, getting it shipped across the country or from out of country, which is probably even worse and would be a huge shock to this Hoya. Moving on, I'll talk about a variegated Hoya. So I'm really kind of switching it up here. So this one is my variegated Hoya Bella. So it's the reverse variegation one, meaning that the variegation is on the inside as opposed to the outside borders. I like this one a lot more compared to the regular variegated Bella. It has a very unique quality to it. It looks less yellowy and more kind of like a light limeish green. And let me just show you guys. So this is how the Hoya is looking like right now. I recently gave it a chop, so it's still kind of recovering from it. It hasn't shot out any new leaves yet, but those leaves are doing pretty well. They're not dying. They're still in my propagation box. A little bit of roots have started to grow, but it's not fully rooted yet, so I wouldn't put it back into the leca just yet. and I think this plant is looking absolutely amazing. It's also a very fast grower. As long as you kind of keep it happy, you don't like change up its environment too often, you keep it in like decent humidity, you keep it pretty well watered. It's not like one of those Hoyas that really enjoy being super dry. It is kind of more on the medium to moist end. For thin-leafed Hoyas, I find they need a little bit more water than just your regular old carnosa type of Hoya. Okay, so that one was the Hoya Bella Reverse Variegata, and now I'll go through something that is veiny again, because I love my veiny Hoyas. They're so stunning and striking, and they really draw your attention to it because you don't have to really touch the leaves to see how beautiful they are, if that makes sense. This is the Hoya VITELLINOIDES, and it's a very big leafed Hoya, which I tend to really like, honestly, compared to small leafed Hoyas. And this one has the most stunning veining. It also has like a little bit of splashiness, but it's not too apparent, so I don't really like this Hoya for its splashiness, more so just for the incredible veination. They grow very large and just so stunning. These are the two leaves that it originally came with. It managed to survive shipping. This one is like a crumpled leaf. I don't really know why, but you know, Hoyas do its own thing. For the most part, they're very like long, fat leaves, very big, and they grow very quickly. They root really well, as well as Hoya can root. And let me just show you guys the roots. So the roots are crazy. Like, this is just one side. The other side also has a lot of roots. It's just amazing. It's dry, needs some water. So I feel like because it's so well rooted, it's constantly sucking up the water from the leca, and I'm just always so surprised at how much water this Hoya needs. And it's doing really well. I can't really complain about it, and it's one of my #1 favorite Hoyas right now because of its very large leaf, its easy care, its growth pattern, and also the size of its leaf. I like big leaf Hoyas. They're really cute in my opinion, but once it reaches the end of the trellis, I might have to either give it a bigger trellis or cut it back and propagate it. I'll think about it when the time comes. 2 more Hoyas left. We'll go through my fuzzy little baby, which is my Hoya THOMSONII. This one is the fuzziest of all fuzzy Hoyas, and that's why it's on this list. I really like my fuzzy Hoyas more so than my variegated Hoyas, but not as much as my veiny Hoyas. So it's a little bit of a tongue twister. And this is the Hoya THOMSONII. As you can see, the white and the pink look the exact same, so there's no difference in how they look, but it's just the flowers that come out with different colors. This one is the Hoya THOMSONII pink, so I can't wait for it to one day bloom on me. I don't think that time is going to be anytime soon, but at least it's growing new leaves. So there's some new leaves over down here, very tiny, but they are for sure growing and getting bigger by the day. The new leaves that have come in my care are so much fuzzier than the original leaves that this plant came with. So I think probably due to shipping or stress or just constantly rubbing against like other things, maybe it rubbed off some of the fuzz, but it seems to be really happy in my care, and it's growing very fuzzy leaves, which are the absolute best. Okay, last but not least, this one kind of has a combination of the two things I love about Hoyas, which are buzz and veination, and this is the Hoya FUNGII. This one is also one of my really top favorite Hoyas because of how it has both those qualities. So the leaves are slightly fuzzy, and it honestly has a little bit of splashing too, which you can see in this kind of leaf right here, but it's been growing really well. It kind of did nothing for the longest time, but since it's rooted, it's doing so much better. It's gone crazy with growing roots, and look at these 2 new leaves that have grown right here. So they're still trying to get bigger and not at its full capacity yet. And there's also some tiny little leaves on the other cutting that's in this pot, so those are coming out down near the bottom. You can really see the veining on both the front and the backs of the Hoya. So this is the front, as I've been showing you guys, but if you look at the back of the leaves, you can still see a little bit of the veining. It's not as apparent for sure, but still really cute. And I just love petting this Hoya because it's fuzzy, and I also see beautiful veining, and it has splashiness, which honestly you can't ask for more in a Hoya. So that pretty much concludes the 6 plants that I want to talk about. These are my favorite Hoya leaves, whether it be because it's fuzzy, it's veiny, or it's splashy, or even variegated. so many different reasons as to why I like these Hoyas, and I can't recommend them more. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below which one is your absolute favorite Hoya leaf right now, which one you think has the most beautiful leaf and beautiful foliage. So yeah, I would really love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.